Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Quranology Notes, a program on the Quranology Institute's YouTube channel. Today I'd like to speak to you about an ayah, a verse of Quran which has taken me by storm, if you like, at least in the last couple of weeks, and that is chapter 6, Al-An'am, verse 19. And this ayah is special and unique in a number of ways. Firstly, it is the only ayah to have the phrase akbaru shahadah, the greatest testimony, akbaru shahadah. It is also the first ayah in the sequence of Quran. It is the first ayah to have the phrase hadha al-Quran. Now, hadha al-Quran, the word hadha means this, and it shows demonstration. In other words, this is pointing to something. And it's saying hadha al-Quran, this al-Quran. Why does it do that? Well, to show that it is the totality of Quran. So before we proceed, let's have a read of the ayah, because I think that will be worth it. Kul, say, ayyu shay'in akbaru shahadah. What or which is the greatest testimony? Kul, Allahu shahidun bayni wa baynakum. Allah is witness between me and between you. So it's telling us that with this process, Allah Himself will bear witness. Now, where else have we seen this idea of Allah bearing witness? See Ali Imran, ayah 18. Shahid Allahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa. That is, Allah bears witness that there is no God but He. Now, what does that mean exactly? Now, I think this ayah will elucidate that. So, as we proceed, وَأُوهِيَ إِلَيَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. And this Al-Quran has been inspired to me. So I've been directed to هذا القرآن. لِأُنذِرَكُمْ بِهِ وَمَنْ بَلَغْ. That I may warn you with it and whoever it reaches. And this coming phrase is the important point. أَإِنَّكُمْ لَتَشْهَدُونَ أَنَّ مَعَ اللَّهِ آلِهَةً أُخْرَى. Do you bear witness that there is a God, or there are gods besides Allah? Alihatan is plural, gods besides Allah. Kul, say to the reader, La ashhad, I do not bear witness. So basically, if you follow the process of Quran, there is no possibility for you to witness a God besides Allah. So that leaves you with monotheism. Kul innama huwa ilahun wahid. Say, verily He is the only God, one God. Wa innani bari'um mimma tushrikun. And I dissociate myself from what you associate. So Allah is showing us that the purpose of hadha al-Quran, and this is a feature which you will see a lot in Quran, that it refers to itself. Self-reference is a very salient feature of Quran. And the reason for that is, when Quran refers to itself, it talks about itself. There is no mistaking what it seeks from the reader. So if you say, for example, this Quran is a book of religion, it teaches us rites and rituals, then Quran will validate that, but it does not, at least in my reading. So in the same way, here Quran is telling you, do you bear witness that there are gods besides Allah? Say, I do not bear witness. Why? Because Quran has been inspired to me. When you read Quran, when you follow the directives of Quran, you cannot bear witness to gods besides Allah. Now, how do we know what to expect from this this process which 619 has told us. We need to read from verse 11, which tells us, I'm giving you a summary of what verse 11 to 18 tells us. We should travel to the land and see what happens to those who deny the laws of Allah, meaning they practice oppression. What happens to them? We try to understand Allah's rahmah. Allah says, kataba ala nafsihi rahmah. So Allah has written upon Himself rahmah. What is rahmah? Rahmah is a means for us to evolve. So if we evolve, then we can bear witness. To take Allah as ally. Once again, if you look at Al-A'raf verses 2 to 3, Allah equates taking Him as wali or ally with following the book. Do not rebel against Allah's law. Allah tells us do not practice oppression, for example. Hence, if we practice oppression, then we will be belying Allah's law and we will be decimated or destroyed. To understand that it is only He who can touch us with or rather afflict us with the bad and give us the good. It is only He who can do it, and it is He who can remove it. So this is from verses 11 to 18. So Allah is telling us all these things, and if we use Quran as our means of arbitrating this process, we will come to bear witness the oneness of Allah. Now, what happens after this? Or rather, how do we use Quran for this process? If you look at the next ayah, it says, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنُهُمُ الْكِتَابِ. Those who we have given the kitab. Why is the word kitab used here? Simply because kitab is the Quran in bound form. It is arranged, ordered. It is maktub, written. Hence, when we read it, we are aware of its order. So the order of Quran, as I've used the phrase nazm before, I've used the word kitabiyah before as well. This is key to understanding Quran, how Quran is arranged. Allah says, وَرَتَّلْنَهُ تَرْتِيلًا. We arranged it with a meticulous arrangement. Chapter 25, verse 32. Then in ayah 21, Allah says, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ أَفْتَرَ اللَّهِ وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّا أَفْتَرَ اللَّهِ كَذِيبًا. What is this kadhiba? Kadhib is to stop something from happening, to deconfirm something, or to belie something. So Allah is telling you, those who is more cruel than those who belie, who place that deconfirmation upon Allah, or kadhaba bi ayatih, or deconfirm His signs. So if you refuse to establish the system of truth and justice, helping the poor, for example, removing oppression, for example, then you will not be able to witness this, and Allah says you are an oppressor. So if you remove oppression, then you can go back to 619. It says you will be able to witness the oneness of Allah. So the oneness of Allah is found in Hadha al-Quran, and in real life you will have to establish justice. Now it is no coincidence if you look at chapter 3 verse 18, which I mentioned earlier. It says, Shahid Allahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa. Allah bears witness that there is no God but He. Wal malaika, and so do the angels. Wa ulul ilm, those with knowledge. Qa'iman bil qist. Qa'iman bil qist, the establishers of justice. So they are establishing justice. Justice is intimately connected with the oneness of Allah. I would say even chapter 4 verse 135, it talks about shahadah lillah, and it connects it with justice. So justice is a very key element as well. So going back to 619, what you need to think about is taking the entire Quran as a tool towards witnessing the oneness of Allah. So the first time Allah mentions or talks about Quran, it is for that purpose. So with that, I close this video. Many thanks for viewing, and I hope that we can see each other again soon.